How's it going, everyone? Back again, part 3 with my introduction to Mace videos. My name is Michael Anselmi, and if you haven't seen my first 2 videos, they should hopefully be over there onto your right. If not, you can look in my channel, just click on my picture or my name, and you can find them there. In those first 2 videos, the first one we go over the basic fundamental stance, your form for your Mace movement, your Mace workout, whatever it is you want to call it. With any good lift or any good sport, you've got to form a certain way you do things, and the Mace is no different. So go check that out, and we also go through 2 basic fundamental moves that you can incorporate to anything that you do. Second workout, I introduced 3 moves. We got a side lunge in there, we got a bow and arrow, and we got an uppercut. Now that's well-rounded exercise moves there. That'll work every single part of your body. Even parts that you probably didn't know you could work. So go check those out, give it a try, and let me know what you think. Now, today what we're going to be going over are 3 more moves. Now these are a little bit more advanced, might take a little bit before you get good at them, but definitely a good place to start. We're going to be incorporating a few of the moves we learned in the previous 2 videos into today's video, and hopefully up your level of skill and up your workouts. So the first thing that we're going to go over is just a normal lunge. Now last week we went over a side lunge. This one's just going to be forward and back lunge. A normal move that you see in a lot of exercises. Second move we're going to go over is something called the Viking March flow. And it's basically incorporating a ballistic curl, a switch squat, and a lunge all into one movement. And that'll definitely get your legs burning and your core cut. Then the third move that we're going to go over, it's a bow and arrow into a side lunge or a slide lunge into a bow and arrow. I'll show you the 2 different variations that you can work with, but it's also open for interpretation. So give it a go, tell me what you think. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as I previously said, our first move that we're going to go over today is a lunge. Now, I'm going to go through it without the Mace. It's a basic move that a lot of people do with barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you want to do it with, and we're going to do it with the Mace today. So you can either lunge forward, lunge backward, either leg, right? So let's just go ahead and get started. That's the easiest way to teach you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lunge forward, in this case with my right foot. Now you don't want to go super far like this, and you don't want to go really close like this. You kind of want to get a good middle ground where you're not overexerting yourself, right? And from here, we're going to lunge into dropping our left knee down like this. Now, you don't want to be leaning forward over your front foot. You really want to put most of the weight on your heel and on your back leg. Now, you'll definitely be feeling this in your quads and in your butt here. And you really want to keep that core flexed, or else you're going to be tipping side to side. So you keep that core flexed, keep that butt flexed, weight back, and this is a good stance. So again, I'm going to lunge forward with my right foot, and we're going to want to get low. We don't want to touch the floor with our opposite knee. And another key thing that we want to do is make sure that we keep our legs straight. You don't want to be bowing out like this or like this or anything like that. So to demonstrate, we'll lunge forward with my right foot now, and we'll come down, keeping the weight backward, and our legs are in line with each other. Now you want to keep it lined up with your foot. That's the best way to do it. If you've got a mirror in front of you, you can help see that, or you can kind of just keep an eye on it from here. But definitely keep the weight back on your heel and your front foot and on your back foot. So now we're doing this with the Mace, right? This is a Mace video, so let's incorporate the Mace. In my first video, I taught you how to pick up the Mace correctly, so let's go ahead and do that. Pick it up. All right. So with the lunge, what we really want to do is make sure that the weighted end is over whichever knee is in front of us. So I'm going to switch to my left foot this time to this is the way I like to hold the Mace, so this is the way I'm going to lunge. Now, when we lunge, we want to keep that same form that I just showed without the Mace, just basically holding our Mace in this horizontal front stance. So let's give it a go. We'll lunge forward with our left foot, weighted end of the mace over our knee that's extended in front of us, and we'll make sure our weight is on the heel, our legs are straight, and we've got our core, butt, everything flexed. We want to really get low and make sure it's there, all right? So remember, in the first video, I also went over the stance that we want to have anytime we're using the mace, and this move is no different. So we've got our feet on tracks, ripping the floor apart, knees a little bit loose, butt flexed, hips forward, abs flexed, shoulders back, chin back, all right? Now I'm going to switch sides, ballistic curl, lunge forward. Back up. Switch sides with a ballistic curl, lunge forward, weight back, core flexed, back up. So what I'm going to do now is show you a different variation, lunging backward. Now this is going to be key for the Viking March flow, which we're going to do here in a sec. And it's kind of a little bit harder to remember to keep the weighted end over that front knee because you're not lunging forward, you're lunging backwards now. So again, we're in our stance, ripping the floor apart, knees loose, butt flexed, hips forward, abs flexed, shoulders back, chin back. The weighted end is in my left hand. Now, what I'm going to do here, since I need the weighted end over whatever knee's going to be forward, I'm going to lunge back with my right leg. So we're here in our stance, lunging back, shifting the weight back, keeping our core flexed, our butt flexed, and we're here. Back up. Ballistic curl, lunging back with our left leg now. One more time. All right, give that a go, tell me what you think. Okay, so the next move in today's video that I'm going to show you is called the Viking March flow. Now, this one definitely is going to test your hand-eye coordination, your mental capabilities, as well as your core, your legs, and your overall coordination. Okay, so to get started, what you want to do, pick up your mace, right? So we'll get down, pick it up. All right, we're in this horizontal front stance, right? And as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video, this is going to be a lunge, squat, ballistic curl combination. So the best way to get started, in my opinion, you get your stance, right? Ripping the floor apart, knees loose, hips forward, butt flexed, abs flexed, shoulders back, chin back. All right. So from here, what I like to do is I'll do a ballistic curl. Then we're going to lunge forward with, in my case, my right leg. So lunging forward, right? And we're here. Now we've got the weight on the back, just like I showed you in the lunge. And then from here, what we really want to do is we're going to be lunging all the way back. So we're basically transitioning. We're not going from here to here. We're going from here to here. All right? So again, we're going from here to here. Now, at the same time, we're going to want to do a ballistic curl, right? Because as I said, you want the weighted end over whatever leg is in front of us. So we've got our stance. Boom. Lunge forward. Now we're going to be going all the way backwards with a ballistic curl. So, boom. All right. Now, that'll take a little bit to get good at. Definitely need to build up some strength before you're doing it. But remember, stay low. We don't want you to come from here to here to here. Now, that's a good transition if you're really having a hard time staying low and lunging. So, if you're kind of new to the mace, kind of developing the skills, developing the muscles, I definitely recommend standing up, ballistic curl, then lunging back, right? Boom. Okay, so the first step, again, we're in our horizontal front stance. Our foundation is sturdy. Lunge forward, ballistic curl, lunge back. Now from here, you do want to stand up with a ballistic curl. So let me demonstrate real quick and then I'll talk you through it. So we're here in our lunge, we'll stand up, boom. All right, now here, we're going to squat, back up, ballistic curl. Okay, so let's go through it all one more time and we'll make sure you got it. All right, one more time. So I've got the weight in my right hand. I'm gonna lunge forward with my right foot. Boom. Shift the weight backwards for a good lunge. You don't wanna be here. So we're here, all right? And now we're gonna go all the way back, transitioning with our right foot forward. Now we're gonna need our left foot forward. So we're going all the way back with a ballistic curl. Boom, all right? Now from here, we wanna stand up and ballistic curl at the same time. So we're bringing our right leg up to this neutral position to meet our left leg and doing a ballistic curl. So we're here in our lunge, up, all right? Now, just one more time. Boom, all right? Now, from here, we want to squat and do a ballistic curl. Boom. Now, that was our right leg moving. Now we need to do our left leg, okay? So, weights in the left hand, left leg forward. Left leg back. Stand up. Squat. Switch. Right leg forward. Right leg back. Stand up. Squat. Switch. And you're doing the Viking March. Give it a go, let me know what you think. Now, let's move on to the next one. All right, everyone, so the Viking March flow is definitely one that's gonna get your legs pumped. Do it 10, 15 times, and you'll see what I mean. Now, the third move of today's video is a side lunge into a bow and arrow. Now, this one's a little bit more complicated, and it involves some more ballistic curls while in that lunge position, okay? So, in the last video, the second one, part 2, I showed you the side lunge and I also showed you the bow and arrow. That was on purpose to set you up for today's video. So again, let's go over the side lunge, let's go over the bow and arrow individually, just to show you the two parts that we're going to be combining. So the first step, we gotta pick up our mace, right? So we're here, and we've got our mace in our hands, in our horizontal front position, okay? Get in your stance. Like I said, stance is good for every single move. Let's rip the floor apart, knees loose, hips forward, butt flexed, abs flexed, shoulders back, and chin back. Okay, so let's go through the bow and arrow. This one, pretty straightforward. We're gonna be crushing the mace and then pushing it through toward the weighted end, keeping our hips forward, our core flexed. Just like that, okay? Switch, other side. Okay, so the side lunge. This one, you're gonna be lunging the opposite way of the weighted end. So we're here, and then we're gonna be dipping it down, keeping our back neutral, core flexed, and then back up, okay? Now, switch, lunge to the side, shoot the mace down, back up, core flexed, and back up. Now, you might ask, how do we combine these two? I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna start with the weighted end in my right hand. I'm gonna scoot a little bit this way because we need a little bit more room. Okay, so the first step, we need to lunge opposite of the weight, just like I mentioned. So since I've got it in my right hand, I'm gonna lunge to my left. Here. Now it's the same movement as the lunge. We're down. Now instead of standing back up from here, what you wanna do, bring it up, ballistic curl, and shoot it out like a bow and arrow. All right, shoot it out, bring it back, ballistic curl, bring it back down, and then stand up. Okay, now that might be a little confusing, so I'm gonna go through it one more time for you. Again, I've got the weight in my right hand, I'm gonna be lunging to my left. Side lunge, shoot the weight down, back straight, abs flexed. From here, bring the weight up, ballistic curl, crush it, push toward the weighted end, into our bow and arrow. Keep your core flexed, keep this side lunge position, bring it back, ballistic curl, shoot it back down, stand back up. All right, let me show you the other side. Now, in our stance, ballistic curl, and we're gonna lunge opposite of the weight, so this is gonna be my right. Lunge, shoot it down, back straight, abs flexed, right? Bring it up, ballistic curl, crush the mace, push it toward the weighted end. Just like that. All right, bring it back. You're in horizontal neutral position, ballistic curl, shoot it back down, and stand up. All right, let's do that one more time. I'm gonna lunge to my right, opposite of the weight in my left hand. Shoot it down, up, ballistic curl, bow and arrow, down, ballistic curl, back into that middle position, and stand back up. This is definitely a little bit harder than anything else I've shown you. Give it a try, and let me know what you think. All right, guys, the 3 moves we went over today are a little bit more complicated than anything else in the past 2 videos, but they're definitely worth giving a shot. Now, again, I appreciate you coming and watching the video, supporting me with what I'm doing. If there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know. Remember, like, comment on the video, subscribe, get in contact with me, check me out on Instagram. You can shoot me messages there, see more Mace content. Next week's video, what I'm going to be doing is combining moves from these past 3 videos into a little bit of a workout routine for you to go through, give it a try, and definitely get your heart rate up and get a good exercise. So stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, I appreciate the support and keep kicking ass. See you later.